Hello, hello. So I thought I would hop on and do a quick little live today. I'll keep this as brief as I can. I just want to talk about the bigness of what's happening at the moment. So tomorrow, April the 30th, we've got a new moon. And it's a solar eclipse in Taurus, and it's a biggie. It's a beautiful um, it's going to be beautiful rather than intense. Now, remember, during the new moon, this is always when we set our intentions, when we start new things, when we have that feeling of setting intentions and moving forward. So, usually, the full moon is more intense anyway than the new moon. During an eclipse, eclipses can be intense. So we feel an eclipse coming on sometimes up to a month beforehand, and certainly we'll feel it for up to 6 months afterwards. Now, this is great because if you're going to set your intentions and do something big or start something big in an eclipse, you've got that momentum. This one is really special for lots of reasons. So, as you know, I'm into a little bit into astrology, a little bit into numerology, but I've been working with the energy of these for some time now, and it can be powerful when you take it on board and go with the flow of what's happening. So I have notes all over the place, but what I will say, if you want to know more in detail about what's going to happen in numerology, in astrology and numerology, I follow Tanya Gabrielle. She has a podcast. Go to tanyagabrielle.com and look up her podcast for the Taurus solar eclipse. It's about a half an hour, so I'm not even going to touch on what she goes into really detailed. The other person I follow is Pam Gregory, who's an English lady. So Tanya Gabrielle is American, so I think she's around Pacific time or maybe Mountain time, but Pam Gregory looks at astrology from Universal Time, which is where I'm living. I'm in Ireland, so UK, that time zone. They go into a lot more detail. I'm just going to touch on the main points. So within numerology, tomorrow is the 30th of April, and that is all of April is a 10 universal month, okay? And this is the last day of the 10 universal month. The sun and the moon are both at 10 degrees in Taurus. So the sun and the moon are conjunct exactly, and that's why we have this eclipse in Taurus. So twice we're going to have another eclipse, a lunar eclipse in the next cycle, which will be in the full moon. And all of the eclipses this year, they come usually in twos, sometimes more. All of the eclipses are going to be in either Taurus or Scorpio. This is the way they happen because at the moment, the eclipse is going to be in Taurus, and Taurus is where the North Node is. So the North Node is all about moving forward. So the Taurian energy is going to be moving forward, and the Scorpio, which will be in the next eclipse, which will be the lunar eclipse for the full moon. So the eclipse will be in Scorpio. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. But first of all, the 10. There's a triple 10 code because the sun and the moon are both at 10 degrees. Plus, we've got a 10 universal month. So it gives 3 10s. Now, 10 is the 1 and the 0 point. It's what makes up everything. It is computer codes. It is, the starting. It reduces to a 1, which is all about new beginnings and instant manifesting. Tens are all about love and light, and it's a very fortunate number. So we've got that beautiful numerology code for the moment of the eclipse. The eclipse is going to happen at 9:28 in Universal Time, where I am in Ireland. So I think it's 1:28 a.m. No, in the day in Pacific time, and so just calculate where you are from that. Let me see. So yeah, this is a really big one for letting go, but for starting something new. There's a lot of really beautiful things happening at the same time as well. So Taurus is a fixed sign. It's a fixed sign. It's a very grounded sign. So Taurans are very grounded and can be quite fixed in their ideas. So there is a really, during an eclipse, because it's in Taurus, we'll have a really big opportunity to be able to blast through some fixed ideas that we have. So maybe ask yourself some questions before tomorrow about, what are you stuck in? What beliefs have you got, or what patterns have you got that you're holding on to? It might feel like, it can be obsessions, it can be fixations, it can be something that's blocking you. Where are you stuck that you want to move forward? What patterns are you stuck in that you've been stuck in for maybe a long period of time? Because an eclipse is a really good time to focus on and totally blast through old patterns. So that, yeah, that's and actually for the next one, in which is on the 16th of May, we're going to have the full moon, and that's going to be a lunar eclipse. That's the second eclipse, which is going to be in Scorpio. The moon will be in Scorpio, that is. And that will be, the Scorpio is a water sign. So whatever we come up with now that we want to bash through and let go of, you'll have a really good opportunity in 2 weeks' time then to totally wash that away. Scorpio is a water sign, and water is about releasing, letting go, and going back with the flow. There's some beautiful other conjunctions. Now I will read a few cards at the end of this, so bear with me. So Mars is forming a sextile to the sun and the moon, and also the sun and the moon are conjunct Uranus. So Uranus is all about change and freedom and intuition. So sun and moon, Uranus is at 14 degrees, so it's very close. So they're really having an impact together. So this will bring a lot of insight, intuition, and bright ideas and change, help with freedom, which, freedom to be what it is you want to be. So Mars is forming a triple sextile, which is a 60-degree angle to the sun and moon and Uranus. So Mars is at 11 degrees in Pisces, and there's a whole bunch of planets in Pisces at the moment doing beautiful things for this. So that's going to bring a lot of intuition and freedom and change. And Mars is passionate. Mars is, it's about firing up your momentum. It's about really getting, excited about something and taking action. So it's beautiful for a new moon. It couldn't be better. At the same time, in Pisces, we've got Venus, which actually rules Taurus. So Venus is love and beauty and balance, and it's romance, but it's financial flow as well. And Venus is conjunct Jupiter, the huge planet, the expansive planet, which actually emphasizes and makes everything bigger. And it's conjunct with Neptune as well. So they're very closely conjunct. The three of those are together in Pisces, as well as Mars in Pisces. So all of this is just going to have just a wonderful expansive effect. So in fact, Jupiter was let me see, I've written this down. Yes, Jupiter was the ancient ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, and they're conjunct with Venus at the moment. And in fact, it's been 166 years since Jupiter and Neptune. Now they've been exact just last week, I think, was it about a week ago, but they're still very close together. So it's 166 years since they have been conjunct in Pisces, and they're joined by Venus, which just brings everything beautiful and bright, and it adds love and romance and financial flow and all good things. So that's just all I'm going to say about the astrology, because I'm not an astrologer, but I have a very keen, maybe one day I might actually study it, because I just love when you work with it. And there are a few astrologers that I really trust and follow, and I probably follow about 6 different astrologers. But when you realize what's happening like that, it can have a magical effect. I can see there's some old friends. Hi, Susanna, Patsy, very good to see you. And Michelle Doyle, lovely to see you too. So I'm going to read a few cards in a moment, just to get a sense of what we need to do. Now, tomorrow I am also going to do a free um, meditation. I'm going to go back over all of the stuff that's relevant in astrology, numerology, and I'm going to channel a meditation for um, intention setting for this, because it really is a very important one. It's not going to be live because I am, well, it's 9:29 tomorrow night. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing at 9:29. So I'm going to make the audio, but I'll drop it in so that it will be shown here as if it's live, but I won't actually be on the live at 4/9/28, because when we're doing an intention setting for the new moon, we always need to set those intentions on or after, because we're then in the new moon cycle. If it was before, it would be in the old moon, and we're letting go of the old. I think that's all I need to say about that. Oh yeah, no, there are some questions. It would be really good to ask yourself before tomorrow to really get the most out of this. Start looking at your values. What values have you got right now? And are they good for you? Are they for your highest good? We all have our values, and maybe things that we're clung to or stick to, and we have beliefs. But ask yourself, are there any of those beliefs that you need to let go of? Because this is a momentous time to do that. In other words, is there anywhere that you're blocking yourself having something more or better, or where you want to go in life? Because don't forget, we are moving into this new age, and I've been talking about it for over 2 years now, but there's so much happening, and things are really rolling on, and we are moving into this beautiful age of Aquarius, the golden age. But there's a huge amount of higher consciousness, cosmic light coming in at the moment. And we want to move to our highest selves, to the highest place. Life is school. This is school. So where can we improve is what we always need to be looking at. So um in other words, what you want to look at is, what is it that you can change? What is it that you would like to change? So if you're stuck somewhere, if you want more of something, whether it's in love or in relationships, whether it's fun and adventure, finances or career, in any area of your life, health, well-being, what is it that you're stuck with? And look, just do a bit of journaling. Even if you hate journaling, I guarantee you, if you journal a little today, tomorrow morning, it will be worth it. So what is it that you'd like to change? What can you change about yourself? Um, and also be conscious of who you surround yourself with, or what you surround yourself with. I mean, are you getting out into nature often? Because that's where we really get into flow and things start to feel good. um you know are you surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded, or at least uplift you, that make you feel good? Or are you surrounded by people that bring you down? What is it that you need to change? Are you surrounded by beauty? There's a huge element of wanting to be surrounded by beauty at the moment. In fact, actually, I spent yesterday and today painting my home. I painted the front door, and I painted a few different places, because I've had this urge to make things prettier, nicer, more beautiful. And that is that Venus energy. Um, Let me see. Yeah, are you getting enough pleasure and fun in your life? And are you connecting with nature? Those are the big questions. And if I'm speaking too fast, obviously go back and listen. But they're important to journal and get some information on. I'm going to read a few cards just to see what I'm just going to see what the universe, what love and light, divine intuition, what we need to do. These are my ascended masters and my goddess cards, which I've mixed together, and I read most. These are really, I read these in view of sort of forward momentum, law of attraction, law of vibration. What do we need to do? What action steps do we need to take? So I'm just going to see what flows out here. So I'm just making an intention now that I want to choose some cards. I want to receive some cards in love and light for a clear way forward. What do we need to do? The number 5 and 6 actually is coming up to me, so I'll just see what falls out. Maybe 6. My 1 has dropped out already. Interesting. Very interesting in relevance to today or tomorrow. Now that's falling out as well, so I'm going to just cut the card. Okay. So I've taken 6 as that was the number that I have come out with. So, and it's actually quite relevant for what I was talking about. I might read something else from another deck as well, and I'll leave that for afterwards. So the first one that has come out is fairness, which is interesting because, we've got that eclipse in Taurus, which is all about balance and stability and fairness. It's very fair and balanced, and yeah, I suppose balance of thinking and balancing your emotions. So this card, really, if you look at it, there are several doves in this card. Sometimes you might only see one, but there are actually several around the place, and there's that white feather of the dove in her hair as well, and we have that symbol of balance. So for your journaling today, look at that. What is out of balance in your life? What area of your life? You can break your life into a pie dish of different areas and look at where you are in each of these, and what area feels most out of balance. What is it that you want to work on? There's also a message behind this card that this situation, whatever that means for you who's listening, will be handled in a very just manner. And for me, what's coming is there is no debt that doesn't get paid in the universe. There's whatever is happening, whatever you feel might be lacking in integrity, or maybe you feel that there's something out of balance, and that there's a sense of what's coming through to me is, and anything that's been unbalanced especially in the last 2 years, in the last crazy times, anything that was unfair, just notice, bring your mind away from it, and notice that everything is going to be balanced and everything is going to work out. And that will help you as well to journal on what you need to do. We can sometimes get stuck in the things that we cannot change, but what we need to focus our mind on is things that we can change, and then let the rest to the universe. Second card that has come out is Butterfly Maiden, which is all about transformation, which there is a huge opportunity for transformation this weekend. So basically, we are all changing. We are, if you can imagine anything that you want to let go of, almost like scales been released and moved away. What patterns do you want to release? What, whether it's in your health or your finances or your excitement, your future, your relationships, what needs to be let go of. And know that you are experiencing change, and there's a huge amount of change after happening, but we're still going through it. And this year is the year of, Pang Gregory calls it, of revelations and revolutions. So we need to stay balanced. We need to balance our emotions so that we don't get caught up in the drama of what's going on. And where is your mind going? What are we looking? What are we consuming? As if you're following me for any length of time, you will know that I do not consume any TV or any. I just stay away from mainstream. And when I do see something, I'm able to look at it and think, okay, is this true? And then I do my own searching to see what is it really about. Plus, I read my own cards and I know what feels right, what feels balanced. And when we move with what is balanced and look for instead what we want, which is all about setting intentions. Where do you want your life to go? Where do you want things to move to? Make that a big dream. I'll talk to you some more about that tomorrow, because I'm actually manifesting something so big. I'm not really feeling safe enough to actually publicly announce it, even though my husband has announced it to several people. He's told people what I'm manifesting, and he thinks I'm completely, he always does think I'm completely barking. But it is a biggie this year. And but I have made a video of what that's going to look like, and I play it with music to encourage me. I've gone beyond, a vision board. I've done a vision board, but I've also a visual on this, that it's moving, and it excites me to think of. And that's what we need to do. We need to focus our mind and our attention on what we want, where we want to go. And Taurus is in the North Node, which is where we're moving towards. That's where the eclipse is now. It's where we're moving towards. The middle card in this, I've picked out 6, but this, I have 5 across the top and I've 1 underneath. So this is receptivity. So ask yourself, where are you blocking receiving? Within the law of vibration, the 11 spiritual laws, the 11 vibration or universal laws, we have the law of receiving. And the law of receiving is all about, we have to be open to receiving. We are the blocks to our receiving. It's not because of other people. It's not because of other situations. It's because of how we view and see and sense those other situations. We can also distract ourselves from the drama of that and allow ourselves to actually, be strong and go towards where we want. So this is telling you to allow yourself to receive. And when you're open to receiving, in other words, when you feel good enough, special enough, important enough, worthy enough, whatever it is that you feel you're not enough, when you build yourself up with that enoughness, it increases everything: your intuition, your energy, your spirituality, your focus, your end result. Everything comes towards you. And when you build yourself up, you actually are open then to being able to send that back out to the universe. In other words, we cannot give from an empty cup. We have to receive and give, receive and give. It's 2 sides of the same coin. The next card is inner wisdom. And this is really just telling you we all have the ability to trust our third eye, our intuition, or bringing in light and love, bringing in, in meditation, focusing on the light from the divinity, the universe, God, source, energy, whatever you want to call it, imagining it as bright light and bringing it in and trusting, because you are wise. We are all wise, but we can very easily give our power away to, asking, checking in with other people, other situations, checking before we tune in and find out from ourselves. So this really is, be your own validation. If you want to do something, if you have a hunch about something, if you have a strong desire to do something, to start something new, which this new moon is all about, be your own validation and trust that you're wise enough that you know the next step. We don't need to know all the steps. We just do know. We always know the next step. We can confuse ourselves and block ourselves in thinking that we don't know all the answers, or that we're not capable of um, of figuring things out, or that we can and this is something that I would have over the years have had a huge problem with, and it's something I work with, is actually making up my mind. I can make up my mind actually very quickly, but I keep changing it. So it's that, for me, that's something that I work on, trusting in my wisdom, in my first instinct, in my, what is it that inspired me originally? And this is telling you that you have that inner wisdom. And the last card on that first row is stay focused. So stay focused for today. I'm reckoning stay focused is focus on today, on what you're done with. Focus on what you want to change the most. Focus on on what you want to release so that you know where you want to be in 6 months' time. Because tomorrow, when we do that intention setting meditation, you'll be able to really get into it and know and have an idea of what it is you really want to set your intentions on. And again, I've said before, intentions are things that we take action on. During a new moon, you can set several intentions, but if you keep them, less, if you have a lot of intentions, the chances are you won't follow through on them all. Um, but when you decide and just I am intend to do this thing, and you have maybe one or two or three at most, then you're going to really take action on those things. Also, during the new moon, there's a really big opportunity to be able to set a wish. So that's what my vision um, video is all about. It's this huge, gigantic wish that's going to take a lot of everything. But I actually feel it. I feel it's coming to me. It's not going to be something that's going to happen tomorrow, but I may actually let people know at some stage what that is. Um, the last card that's come out here is sacred space. So do find a sacred space. Now this can be go outside, find a place. It's sun is shining today. I'm going to sit outside underneath a tree with a journal. And, I love to ground. I love to sit with my feet on the ground, bare feet, and lean against a tree is a really good place if you can to meditate or to write and set intentions or journal on what you want to let go of. It can also mean to set a sacred space or build space into your daily routine where you can be on your own to do your own processing and thinking and journaling, or focusing on what you want to create. um, you can, I mean, also you might like to set up a sacred space for me, in my office. I'm not going to turn the computer around, but just over here I have a sacred space where I have a lot of them. My whole office is actually a sacred space, but it's where I set my intentions, where I lay out um I make a crystal grid. So I have all of these crystals and I just play with them. I just see what shapes they want to go in. I might have 20, I might have 10 crystals, I might have 20 crystals, and I will place them in a beautiful way when I'm setting my intentions. Write my intentions and wishes on a little post-it, and I put it underneath the central stone. And I do that because I get in, it sort of awakens the child inside me to play with stones. It's like, listen to that part of you, just play and to just make a pattern. And every day it just looks so pretty. I go in and I pick up the central stone and I will read those intentions. And as I read them, I'm feeling the feelings of them and I'm really, sticking with it. So that's what we do after we set our intentions. So that's about it. I don't want to keep this too long. You're like that as well too, Patsy, are you? Is that I think you said that when I was saying that I changed my mind. I have no problem making it up, but I keep changing it. I'm just going to actually, I might, before I leave, because I pulled these cards out as well, I'm just going to see if anything falls out here and I will read these. These aren't, while I am sort of familiar with them, sometimes I miss some bits. So they're wisdom cards by Tony Carmine Salerno or something like that. Anyway, this is what these are. Universal wisdom. Um, so I'm just going to see if anything wants to come out. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good card to end on. Dreaming heart. Be the dreaming heart today. Get in touch with your heart. What is it that your heart really wants to do? What are you missing, in other words? And what changes? What do you need to let go of in order to move towards that? You don't need to know all the steps. I mean, when I look at my future visioning video, I just get excited watching it. I have no idea how this is going because I'll need a lot of finances besides a lot of other things as well, a lot of help. But it just excites me. It just the hairs stand on my neck and up on my hands and arms when I do it. It just lights me up completely. Where is it? What is it that lights you up? What is it that your heart is yearning for more of? And allow yourself, sometimes see those wavy lines. I just feel that this sense of, it's like the symbol for Aquarius, actually, as we're moving into the age of Aquarius, and we've got that light behind our head here, and that is moving into a much more intuitive time, trusting in your own intuition, because we are all intuitive, and trusting that that flow of energy will come to you. Okay, so tune in tomorrow. I will post the link again. I'll be going live into Facebook and on YouTube. So wherever you're following me, do join at any time after 9:28 p.m. Irish UK time. Now, I have to say, for some of you, you'll be asleep at that time, and do it as soon as you can. Try to keep it in as close as you can to that time of the solar eclipse. Have a beautiful solar eclipse, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.